You think Ivy League students are smarter than you? Higher IQ, better memory, genetically blessed? Wrong. Most of them aren't smarter. They're trained differently. And the crazy part, their advantage actually makes them slower learners long term. I'm about to show you exactly why. And by the end of this video, you'll realize you've been copying the wrong model your entire life. Chapter 1. The Illusion of Intelligence. Here's what most people think. Smart people learn fast. Wrong. Smart people look like they learn fast. Big difference. Ivy League classrooms reward articulation, not understanding. If you can speak confidently, reference a theory, and sound coherent, you look intelligent. But sounding smart is not the same as encoding information. Psychologists call this the illusion of competence. Henry Roediger and Mark McDaniel wrote about this in Make It Stick. When you reread material, it feels familiar. Familiar feels fluent. Fluent feels learned, but it's fake. Ivy League students are masters of fluency. They reread, they discuss. They debate, all passive reinforcement, little retrieval. When exam day comes, the ones who self-tested destroy the ones who felt ready. Most of you think discussion equals learning. Wrong. Production equals learning. Close the book. Explain it cold. If you can't, you don't own it. But here's the problem though. Even if you use active recall, you can still move slowly. Because of something more dangerous. Chapter 2. Overconsumption disease. Ivy League students have unlimited resources. Guest lectures, research libraries, office hours, endless PDFs. Sounds amazing, it's not. Scarcity creates mastery. Abundance creates distraction. Barry Schwartz called this the paradox of choice. Too many options increase anxiety and reduce depth. When you have 50 sources, you skim all 50. When you have one book, you master it. Most elite students overconsume. They collect knowledge. They don't compress it. Adrian de Groot discovered this in chess research. Masters don't memorize more pieces. They see patterns, chunking. George Miller's magical number 7. Your working memory is tiny. If you don't compress information into chunks, it collapses. Average student 100 scattered facts. Efficient learner 10 compressed frameworks. Same brain, different structure. Here's what you do instead. For every topic, force one page. One framework, one visual map. If it doesn't fit, you don't understand it. But here's the thing though. Compression without pressure is fragile. That's where most people fail. Chapter 3. Stress is a learning tool. Ivy League environments are competitive. But their studying isn't stressful enough. Real encoding requires friction. Robert Bjork calls this desirable difficulty. When learning feels easy, it's probably temporary. When it feels slightly uncomfortable, it sticks. Medical schools use this constantly. Cold calling, rapid-fire questioning, forced retrieval. Your brain interprets struggle as survival. Neurochemicals spike. Encoding deepens. When you sit alone rereading in silence, there's no urgency. No consequence, so your brain flags it as optional. Here's the hack. Simulate pressure. Set a timer. Explain concepts on camera. Teach imaginary students. Write answers without notes. Force output. Make it slightly uncomfortable. Hit subscribe before you forget this. We don't do comfortable here. But even stress isn't enough. Because your brain still deletes information. Brutally. Chapter 4. The Forgetting Trap. Hermann Ebbinghaus mapped it in 1885. The forgetting curve. You lose most of what you learn within days. Ivy League students cram. Then move on. New semester. New content. Old knowledge gone. You don't need more intensity. You need spacing. Spaced repetition beats cramming every time. Review right before forgetting. Not too soon. Not too late. Algorithms like Anki automate this. 15 minutes daily beats 5 hours on Sunday. Always. But here's the final difference. Elite institutions rely on structure. Efficient learners rely on systems. If school disappeared tomorrow, most students would collapse. No syllabus, no deadlines. No grades, system gone. You need a personal algorithm. Daily retrieval, weekly compression. Monthly review, automatic, non-negotiable. Most people think learning speed comes from intelligence. Wrong, it comes from compression. Retrieval, desirable difficulty, spacing. You can be average IQ and still outperform someone with a 140 score. Because structure beats talent. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Even if you implement all of this, if you're optimizing the wrong skill, you're still losing. Learning faster doesn't matter if you're learning useless things. That's why I made the next video breaking down exactly how to identify the crucial 20% that makes any skill explode. Because speed applied to garbage is still garbage. Watch that next.